Good morning, everybody. I wanted to give a little end of our day with that in the background.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No.
Well, beginning of our day, end of our time in Athens, really. So we're up bright and early this morning and going to the airport, and we're going to fly to Santorini today, and we're going to do a bunch of adventures. Athens has been amazing. I've learned a lot here. There's a lot of things that now that you learn it in books, but now you put it in your hands, it makes it really cool and really real. The city is tight and vast.
Vast.
And a lot going on, but it's pretty cool to experience and see. So it was neat to be here. Let me show you everything this morning. This is our sunset, our sunrise. It's kind of cool, the Acropolis. You can hopefully see the moon. It's right there, full moon. And then the city. So we're going to be island lifing it for the next 4 or 5 days, and then back to reality. I asked Tom last night, I was like, would you live here? And both of us were like, no, I don't think I could live here. And that's one of the things I do when I look at visit a city is, could I live here? Could I visit here again? Absolutely. So this is definitely a place and a space where I'd love to come visit, but it wouldn't be a place I could live, which is okay. But thank you, Athens. And come on, Santorini, here we come.
Nice yasas to our brand new coach driver for the next 3 days. Totally say yasas, Tony. So nice to have you here. He's a fantastic coach driver. We've had him several times before, and we're glad to have him back. Who here is ready for a little bit of liquid? And by liquid, I mean water. Who here is ready for wine? Yay. All right, it's a very short drive, about 5 minutes to our winery. We're going to have lunch first. Oh, okay, Mark's going to have some wine too, so we can all look forward to that. So with that being said, I'm going to hand it over to Mary here, who's going to tell us a little bit about the island, what we're doing, and we'll be at the winery in literally just a few minutes, okay? So get ready. Here we go. Hi, Mary.
So again, welcome to the island of Santorini. The first thing I believe that strikes you is the white color of the buildings contrasting against the gray color of the volcanic ash, because this is all over the place. It's the volcanic ash from the volcanic eruption, and the local products that we're going to taste right away, because in 3 minutes, basically, 3 minutes, we're going to be at the winery. Everything is nearby here. The distances are very short. So we have the famous cherry tomatoes of Santorini, protected name of origin. We have the capers of Santorini. Santorini salad includes the cherry tomatoes, the capers, and the caper leaves, which are very thick, and they marinate this, and the local cheese that is called Loro, which is a hard yellow cheese that they prepare, and some rusks that are flavored with carob, what we're going to taste also in Crete. And I left for last the grapes of Santorini. Coming up like here to your right, please, and of course to your left. These are the vineyards of Santorini. It doesn't, where you see the rocks, right here. It doesn't look it, but these are the famous grape vines of Santorini that produce this very famous wine that you're about to taste. The name Santorini means the island of Santa Irene. The official name of the island is Thera, Thera, Thera. But because the Venetians, when they occupied the place after the 4th Crusade, 1204 AD, they could not pronounce the letter theta. They didn't have it in their language, so they named it the island of Santa Irene. It's the oldest church of the island, Santa Irene, a lady who was martyred here in 304 AD, and they called the island of Santa Irene, Santorini. So that's it. And here we are at the winery.
One of the best in the world. So you can see there the life of the Santorinian winemakers from the 1660 until the 70s. So you will see also a lot of equipment that they were used in the past and how their life used to be, and the equipment and everything is all original, and they belong to the Tsogiannopoulos family. Things about Santorini. Santorini is an arid, a very dry island with volcanic soil, and the vines depend mainly on the morning humidity to be watered. This is why we have a very low production, but at the same time very specific taste. You will see that during your tasting, wine tasting, and the wines that you have here to taste with your lunch. I hope you will enjoy, and we can go table by table. So let's start.
Good.
Yes.
I didn't drink that much. A little bit.
There you go, your background.
First of all, welcome. Let's do a quick sound test. Can you all hear me or not?
Yes.
Great. I was feeling full after some food. Was everything okay?
Yes, very good.
Great. So now you're going to have more fun doing the wine tasting part. Like my colleague said, my name is Eri. Together we're going to do the wine tasting. So 4 different wines for you to try. My colleagues are offering you right now the very first wine, which has the lovely name of Winery. It's a beautiful bottle with the right in front of you. Winery is the fresh, dry, white wine made of the second most popular variety on the island, which covers the 3% of the vineyards, and its name is also Winery. So as you can see on the bottles again are right in front of you, you will see the word unfiltered. Unfiltered means that we do not really filter this wine. A lot of people ask me, why do you not filter this wine? So basically, the main reason is that Santorini has a very floral, fruity, and herbaceous character. If we filter the wine, we're going to make this character slowly disappear. So we can make a very easy to drink wine, very summertime wine. I want you to taste it. Actually give you way more freshness because of the very high acidity. You can pair it with salads, with the flavor of cheeses. I'm sure they're gonna fly.
Just one.
You can pair it with a beautiful green salad, with light appetizers like green crackers and caviar as well. But right now, I just want you to sit back, relax, take your beautiful glass, roll it around, smell it, try to look as elegant as possible, and enjoy your wine. It has 13.5% of alcohol, and just like we say here in Greece, yamas. Yamas means to our health. So whenever we drink anything, even water, we wish everyone to be healthy by saying yamas.
Yeah. A little too.
My colleagues are offering you right now the second wine, which has a very beautiful and very creative name. Like I do wonder why they choose this name, and the name of the wine is Santorini. I'm glad you got a joke. Santorini is actually a fresh, dry, white wine made of the Assertico variety, which is the most popular variety on the island. It covers the 85% of the vineyards. So my colleagues are offering you right now a beautiful rosé wine for the fans of rosé wines. I want you to take a look at the bottle of the rosé wine because the label is related to the name of the wine. As you can see, the label has a few bubbles on it. Did you spot them? Did you see the bubbles? Great. So the name of the wine is Physalis. Physalis, the name Physalis comes from the Greek word physalides, which means bubble. That's what have bubbles on the label. The deep meaning behind this label and the name means that during the fermentation process we spotted the bubbles of carbon dioxide. It's not sparkling wine, as you could tell. It is a very pleasant and fruity rosé wine, blend of the Aidani grape variety, which is the first grape variety you tasted, and the Mandilleriac grape variety, which sounds too Greek to use and no need to remember it. Very fruity as a rosé wine, of course, when it is hot outside and we have
Wow. You will try the last wine, which is the dessert wine, and you can combine it with that. So if you eat, keep a little bit to try with the dessert wine, okay?
Okay.
Especially if you have a sweet tooth. So right in front of you, you have the famous baklava, which has created a conflict between Turkey and Greece. Those two countries argue about the origin of baklava, but the dessert is very good, so there's no need for us to fight over dessert. And the other dessert is called kalbas. It's a very popular dessert, not only in Greece, but in other countries as well. To be more specific, in Middle East. They also have it in Middle East. And they are amazing desserts to pair with the one that you're about to taste right now.
Okay, come please.
I know, but like, you're come on, chicken.
Do it! Do it! You got
Get it, Mark.
So gross.
Oh my god! It feels like mud.
Yeah, be careful of the grape.
Oh yeah.
We know who.
Oh, yes. There you go.
I almost ate it.
You're going to enjoy it.
Need more grapes.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's not man. Don't keep the grapes.
Yeah, you didn't do it for a reason.
Yeah, I didn't do it for a reason. Tom took one for the team.
One for the team.
I danced, he's stomping grapes.
And this is the wine they're going to serve afterwards.
Good stuff, right? In America, that's all right. In America, that's all right. Tom participated in something. So these are typical Santorini vineyards, and they have the vines grow so low because then that way they can put a basket over it. They train the vines to grow low under a basket, and then that way they get the morning dew to soak up and actually water themselves. So that's why these vines and these wineries look different than others that we're used to, like in Northern California.
Here is our soap. You can see everything.
These are the beads. I'm gonna get them here,
My concierge can explain.
I think. So this is a winery that was started in 1840 from the Gregorios brothers. And this is a replica of the house that they started the winery in, and a lot of the old tools they used to make wine from. One of the things that makes Santorini unique is the type of soil that it is. It is volcanic soil, so therefore it's very high in nutrients and minerals, which is what makes things grow here very flavorfully and uniquely. But the fact that it's dry also has a lot of characteristics to the water, or the soil and the fruits that come out of it. Which why the grapes have to be so low, because they have to get the morning dew in order to help water themselves. And this is an example of the baskets that they make to train the vines to go low and grow low. And then they put a basket over it, and then it traps the dew. So plowing the ground is hard, especially when it's volcanic. So they had to utilize animals, obviously, to get the soil turned over and turned up. And then it was time to harvest. They did that by hand, full family effort. Again, using more donkeys. Donkeys are a big part of Santorini culture, not just to ride up the village steps. And then those are the vessels that they would put the wine or the grape juice in to start the fermentation process. These are all of the varieties or the varietals of grapes. And as we've been encouraged to share, that wine, and red wine in particular, is very helpful health-wise. Fights a lot of diseases, has a lot of endorphins in it, cleans the palate, lowers cholesterol, helps with heart rate, reduces a lot of diseases like cancer, helps clean the urinary tract. So that's why drinking 1 glass of red wine a day is actually prescribed by a lot of physicians. Tom is one of those beneficiaries. Now, fun fact, we are down in the caves, and you'd think it'd be nice and cool down here.
It's not.
It's not. It's actually quite musty. And not like musty smelling, it's just heavy air. Oh, here we go. Look at that, we turned it on. And this is the stomping of the grapes and getting the vine off, getting just the grape. And then, as we just saw with our team doing it, the juice would come into the vat, go into the basket, get strained, and then be collected in the vessel. This is a grape press as well. The ancient way, a little more sanitary, and the ancient ways to do it with the feet, and then they figured out the press. And as you can see, presses have changed over time and become a little more intense. Weigh the grapes with the juice content to figure out how much they're going to get out of it. And of course, we get to modern day technology and big improvements. This is where wine would have been stored in a concrete tank. So the juice would have been put in here, and they would go in and clean out like all the old seeds and husks and skin to change it for the year. This one is the oldest press in Santorini. It came from French monks. And you can see the difference as the way it works. And the whole entire vine, they cut the vine, put it all in, and then they squeeze the grapes out and then separated things from there. Eventually, all of the juice was put into vats, and the vats were brought down into caves like this, and lo and behold, you get wine. Get into the filtering process the way it used to be, and then technology improved. wine to market to get it sold. The importance of donkeys again. We'll find them super important. Got to keep your machetes sharp in order to cut the vines. So a lot of things to keep things fresh. So again, this has been a winery since 1840. And there's some wines that this winery actually makes that are specifically to this. They actually have a wine named the Santorini wine, just like champagne. It has to meet the criteria to be called a Santorini wine, and they meet that criteria. Basket making, again, key to the industry, key to making sure you were able to do what you needed to do. And they are hand-woven baskets. And eventually, the finished product. Wines get bottled, and they get sold. It's a lot disproportionate. Bottling and labeling. Winemaking is actually a lot of chemistry. There's a lot of chemistry involved with it. There's a lot of fermentation and making sure that the time is there, heating, cooling, all of those things. So the specifics of making wine is very scientific. Handmade barrels are also a big part of the industry. And these are actually used barrels because you can smell the wine. Tom's saying okay, but it's true. So you can see that the different colors of the ages, and as it gets older it gets darker and more concentrated and bigger alcohol content. All right, so that's a little bit about winemaking in Santorini. Okay, everybody, welcome to Santorini and our first stop, which is the wine tour. We got our pin, which was Pegasus, because he flew us soaring over Santorini. So we're kind of getting things ready to go. Had a great lunch here. Flying from Athens to Santorini was quite an adventure. Tom and I were told our bags were going to be one weight, and then we got there and we were overweight, so we had to do a little kerfuffle shuffle, and we made it work. Yay us for having extra and being able to happen. I was not paying for overweight bags. So that was the day. We got here, we ate, we had a really lovely time here at the winery, learned about wines. There was a tasting that happened. I got a little footage of that so that everybody can learn about the wines that we are here. The food was fantastic, as per usual. Next steps are to go back to the hotel. We'll give you a room tour of this hotel and give you sights of the resort. And then tonight we have our fancy pictures. I'm gonna get some great shots of us in the typical white building, blue roofed places. So we can see that. I'm kind of excited because I don't get pictures of me very often. I don't get that. So it's kind of really nice to get it all dressed all fancy, and there's some water. Always have to water. Get all dressed fancy. Get some pictures of us. Picture that I've been waiting for. I think that's the picture I'm going to give Mom. And then we'll be ready to end the night with some yummy food. And then tomorrow is water day. I'm so excited. But anyway, big travel day, big ups and downs. Tom and I had a very emotional start, but here we are. We made it. Fun fact, the flight from Athens to Santorini is 50 minutes, 50 minutes. So once again, we were on and in the airport longer than we were in the air. And we had to ride a bus to then get on the plane through an outdoor jetway. So that was interesting. Both times we had to ride a bus to get to the terminal of Santorini. So some fun facts. I didn't film any of it because I feel like airports are secure, so I don't want to do any of that. So just tell you about it later on, but we're off on our fourth day of fun.
So look, please, we are in the town of Fira. This is the capital now of the island. It's called Fira, F-I-R-A. That means fire. That means pyre in classical Greek, because of the color of the soil, the volcanic material. So look, please, the first blue dome church is on your left. A little, there it is, on your left. We are going to start counting how many blue dome churches you see from now on. So this is your very first one. It's a small place. I mean, the whole island is a small place.
So we're a little early on our schedule, and we were able to add a stop in. We're going to ice cream, but look, this is what rounded the bin for us. The blue domes, fun fact, only exist on the churches. And there's only 60 blue domes. So, kind of a fun fact. We're making our way, one step at a time. Welcome to Fira. Fira is the capital of Santorini. It has the Greek word for fire, so appropriate since we're sitting on a volcano. This is the caldera. We will be going to that island right there tomorrow and hiking. You can see the trail, hopefully a little bit. It's pretty steep, but we are going to take it at a good pace where we're not outdoing everybody. I have my umbrella that I'm going to bring that is UV, so hopefully that'll help Tom. Then we'll get back down and swim in the hot springs, swim in the Aegean here, and then sail around to the other side of that outcropping and get a little sea action, and then get back up into town, into, I think, Ira across the way. So that town that's on the edge of that peninsula is Ira, and then we're here at Ira. We had a little magic a minute ago. Like I told you, we're a little ahead of schedule, so they took us and bought us ice cream at one of the really famous ice cream spots. So that was a lovely little treat, because it is HOT hot. It is great hot. It feels, for those who know Corpus, it feels like Corpus hot in the summer. So good thing I know what that feels like. Can handle that. But this is where we're going to be for the next 2-ish, 3 days. So awesome. Alright, so we made it to our room. We've actually been resting for a while because our day has been very full. So here's our room tour. Let's just say it's kind of basic. So here's the door. This is our front view. We have kind of a nice little porch. And hanging over there. Go that direction is the pool. Then you come in. And here's what's interesting. In the last room and then this room too, our room keys have had to be put in a little card holder in order to turn on lights. So there's that. It is just kind of a basic room. We were told that when we were checking in, that it's really where it's home base. We're not expected to spend loads of time here because our days are very long here. Great example, today we were out and about a long time, so we've only been at the resort for about an hour-ish, 2 hours. But we have a beautiful view of the caldera. Really pretty cozy beds. Yes, those are 2 beds. Tom and I are not sharing a bed. There are 2 beds there. They're separate. The closets are here, which is kind of interesting. So it's not a full closet, but you can put a dress in there. Great storage above. And then, you know, basics, TV. In this one, though, we do have a refrigerator. I don't know if I agree with that. But this one, we do have a refrigerator because we have complimentary beverages in here. The waters are complimentary, and we can drink those as much as we want. However, the pops and the liquor are part of the mini bar here. So that is something that we have to be aware of. But because Santorini does not have domestic water, they desalinate their water, and that's what they use for washing and cooking and those sorts of things. But it is recommended that you don't drink the water because of the desalination. So we can brush our teeth, we can take showers, you know, like all this stuff. But as far as being drinking water, it is not drinking water. So we have to use bottled water. And so we've got some, like the bottles and the refrigerator are complimentary. So anyway, that's where we're staying tonight. We're doing some big dinner and some fancy photos to get the traditional Santorini photo. And then tomorrow is water day. So that's day 1 in Santorini.